c'est le petit chat. Vous me comblez d'honneur, vénérable guide, merci. C'est le petit chat.
C'est le petit chat.
Vous me comblez d'honneur, vénérable guide, merci. C'est le petit chat.
Oui, mais c'est comme ça que je parle à mes chats. Ça va, ils sont bilingues, ils comprennent. Hein. C'est le petit chat. C'est le petit chat.
Vous me comblez d'honneur, vénérable guide, merci. C'est le petit chat.
Oui, mais c'est comme ça que je parle à mes chats. Ça va, ils sont bilingues, ils comprennent. Hein. C'est le petit chat.
Vous me comblez d'honneur, vénérable guide, merci.
C'est le petit chat. On va créer notre culte et on va avoir des fidèles. Guide, l'amour m'est tombé dessus. C'est formidable. Mais à Sally, c'est à peine que j'existe. Pourriez-vous cueillir 10 fleurs dans les bois sombres que je puisse lui offrir? Bien sûr, Clyde.
Je vous en prie, ayez pitié, laissez-moi rejoindre votre culte, je suivrai fidèlement tous vos enseignements.
J'accepte.
Je vous en prie, ayez pitié, laissez-moi rejoindre votre culte, je suivrai fidèlement tous vos enseignements.
J'accepte. J'accepte. Ne bouge pas. J'accepte.
Oh, merci infiniment.
Ne bouge pas. J'accepte.
Maintenant, je dois trouver le courage de lui dire ce que je ressens.
Ne bouge pas.
Et je vous en prie, ne me jugez pas, mais j'ai toujours voulu goûter un plat à base d'excréments. Pouvez-vous m'en préparer un?
Bien sûr, mon petit virage. J'accepte. Ne bouge pas.
Croyez en moi, adepte.
J'accepte.
Oh, merci infiniment.
Ne bouge pas.
Croyez en moi, adepte.
J'accepte.
Je savais que je pouvais vous faire confiance.
Ne bouge pas.
Guide. Merci, guide. Guide. Et si nous faisions des farces aux autres membres? Samko à la 2 fait toujours la fine bouche. Préparons-lui un plat à base d'excréments.
Dis donc, à Sally, ça se fait pas, hein.
Je vous en prie, ayez pitié, laissez-moi rejoindre votre culte, je suivrai fidèlement tous vos enseignements.
J'accepte.
Je vous en prie, ayez pitié, laissez-moi rejoindre votre culte, je suivrai fidèlement tous vos enseignements.
J'accepte. J'accepte. Ne bouge pas.
Croyez en moi, adepte.
J'accepte.
Oh, merci infiniment.
Ne bouge pas.
Croyez en moi, adepte.
J'accepte.
Quelle chance que notre guide ait un tel sens de l'humour.
Ne bouge pas.
Croyez en moi, adepte. Oh, merci infiniment. Croyez en moi, adepte. Merci, guide. Je vous en prie, ayez pitié, laissez-moi rejoindre votre culte, je suivrai fidèlement tous vos enseignements.
J'accepte.
Hello, bonjour. Hello, hello, hi everyone. Welcome to this dev stream. I still haven't loaded back my OBS plugin, so intro is very manual at the moment. But I think I did a good job anyway. How is everyone today? Hopefully you all had a good day and a good weekend. I was completely influenced by Adrian this weekend. And played Moonstone Island au week-end. Salut Calamine, tu vas bien? Coucou, ça va et toi? Installe-toi. Installez-vous. On va faire un peu de dev ce soir. We're gonna dev a little bit tonight. Moonstoning here and there. I really want to play, but don't have time right now. Ouais, longue journée, Calamine. Courage, pose-toi un petit peu avec nous du coup. Ok. So what are we doing tonight? Tonight we are continuing on our implementation of my little project called Ashes of Chaos in Unreal Engine.
Salut.
Salut Virox, merci beaucoup pour ton 43e mois. Installe-toi Virox, j'espère que ça va bien. Je t'envoie plein de bonnes ondes et des paillettes et des câlins. J'espère que ça va depuis la semaine dernière. Donc, yeah, we're doing some implementation on Unreal. Just implementing an interface that I designed a few years ago. And then, yeah, continuing. That's the third session tonight? Or the fourth one? I can't remember. Third. I was considering dev streaming this week, been binging too much Wilds and Moonstone and need to be more productive. Well, sounds good to me. Always happy to see some dev streams happening. So I did manage to continue a little bit offline. So I've made some good progress. So I got a plan for tonight's stream and then we'll see how much I can get done. But I got two objectives, two goals tonight. So I'm gonna show you in a minute, and hopefully we can get that done in the next couple of hours. We'll see. Pretty tired. Did a big I had a big implementation couple of days of work. So yeah, we'll see how much I can get done today. Premier jour chez toi depuis 2 mois. Well done, Virox. Comment ça a été? Comment ça s'est passé? Tu t'es senti bien chez toi ou pas? T'as récupéré Akira déjà? So for those who don't know, we got 2 chats going. We got a chat in French, mainly on Twitch, and then we got a chat which is currently mainly in English on Bump. So feel free to join us on Bump if you wish. I'll just drop a little link. Still don't know. Je sais pas si ça la pin. Ça la pas pin, alors attends. Je sais pas pourquoi on peut pas les... Je sais pas pourquoi on peut pas les pin avec Twitch Chat, c'est trop chiant. Voilà. Bump party. Tu préfères Bump ou Twitch? Bump, définitivement, sans réfléchir, je me sens carrément mieux, sur Bump. Je trouve que c'est tellement plus clair, il y a moins de bordel de partout, c'est beaucoup plus simple, il y a moins de features left, right and center. Après, c'est comme vous voulez, hein. Ah, mais tu veux dire où aller? Bah écoute, c'est comme tu veux. Après, sur Twitch, il y a plus d'émotes et voilà, il y a plus de trucs à faire, quoi. Bum party. Sounds like somebody's having a baby. No one's having a baby, okay? We're having a Unreal Engine party implementation. Okay, so sharing the screen. Voilà. It would have been nice to have... Ah, never mind. Vous aurez pas la musique, parce que... Ah, je sais pas ce qui s'est passé en bas, mais... Mais c'est quoi ça aussi? Il y a les subs et les follow qui se sont un peu... Alors, attends... Sorry, 1 minute. Il y a les subs et les follow qui se sont un peu mélangés. Revirex. Après, c'est toi hein, qui vois comment tu... si t'es bien... Enfin, où t'es le mieux, quoi. Hein. Ok, je pense que là, c'est pas mal. Voilà. Ça, c'est bon. Après, par contre, effectivement, on voit pas grand-chose... Peut-être que je peux faire comme ça, c'est mieux. Salut Altar, bonjour. Installez-vous, installez-vous. Ok, donc, bah du coup, si tu tombes bien Altar, j'allais justement expliquer ce qu'on va faire ce soir. Donc, j'ai un petit peu avancé, je vais vous montrer où j'en suis. Oui, c'était trop bien ton stream hier, c'était cool, tu m'as bien tenu compagnie, c'était chouette. J'ai passé un super moment. Et du coup, ça m'a permis de découvrir le jeu aussi. Parce que je connaissais pas du tout Rise of the Golden Idol. Et c'est pas mal comme principe, c'est cool, ça me rappelle un petit peu genre les vieux jeux comme les Chevaliers de Baphomet et tout, c'était cool. Donc je passe un super moment. Ok, donc du coup qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? Je vais vous montrer, on va lancer le jeu. Donc on est purement sur une implémentation UI, donc ignorer ce qui se passe dans le jeu. Ouais, du coup c'était le DLC ça, Altar, que t'as fait. Oui, bien sûr, Virox, tu peux streamer sur Bum, mais bien sûr, il faut... Si tu veux, je peux même te filer... J'ai un plugin pour pouvoir streamer sur les deux en même temps, si tu veux. Si t'as envie. Et Bum, on peut faire en français aussi, c'est juste que il se trouve que tous les gens du chat sur Bum parlent anglais, donc... voilà. Mais bien sûr, absolument, faites-vous plaisir, vraiment... c'est fait pour... le plus de monde qui stream sur Bump, le mieux. Hein. Donc, bon, il y a clairement moins de trafic que sur Twitch, donc vous aurez pas... vous aurez moins de viewers, c'est sûr, mais nous, on est tout le temps là. Donc, ouais, je t'envoie ça, t'inquiète. Bah, attends, je t'envoie ça. Même tout de suite, parce que je l'ai envoyé à Altar hier. Hop. T'es où? T'es là. Boum. Et si tu veux docker ton chat sur OBS, c'est ce lien-là. Ça c'est mon chat, mais tu changes username. Voilà, tu peux faire ça. Ok, right. Donc, on a un UI, donc on a un splash screen. Ignorez bien sûr les petits contours blancs de ce bouton, c'est Unreal qui fait ça, c'est pas moi. Donc voilà, donc nous avons notre petit splash screen. Ensuite, on a notre main menu. J'ai implémenté le disabled state pour les boutons du coup, donc voilà, on n'aura pas accès à la campagne. Mais on peut aller au versus screen. Vous aviez vu le début de ce screen, il me semble qu'on avait fait l'implémentation de card menu ensemble. Je les ai terminés. Et surtout, j'ai implémenté la logique qui fait que quand on clique, on a des boutons qui apparaissent et qui nous permettent d'aller ailleurs. Voilà. Donc on va continuer un petit peu ça aujourd'hui. Bon là, vous voyez que j'ai des tests et tout. Les trucs sont pas customisés, donc c'est la première chose qu'on va faire. On va clean up ce screen. Sounds good, Adrian. On va clean up ce screen là, on va mettre les descriptions, on va mettre les bons liens, les bons boutons, je vais vous montrer comment ça se passe. Et ensuite, ce qu'on va faire, c'est qu'on va changer la logique qui se trouve derrière ces boutons de navigation pour qu'ils soient dynamiques comme j'ai fait pour ces boutons là. Je vais vous montrer comment ça marche. Donc ça, c'est le but d'aujourd'hui. Ce matin, j'ai un peu travaillé dessus et j'ai commencé un nouveau... le prochain screen qui va être du coup le leaderboard. Mais pour l'instant, il ressemble que à ça. J'ai pas encore trop cherché ni regardé comment on va faire. Donc, je ferai ça plutôt plus tard, mais il va ressembler à ça en fait. Enfin, plutôt à ça du coup. À ça. Et potentiellement, on peut cacher les 3 colonnes du milieu. Donc ça, on verra. Merci Alda. Mais je suis trop contente. Donc là en fait on va focus sur le select game mode. Donc comme vous pouvez le voir, j'ai des images différentes, des noms différents et surtout chaque carte a un nombre de liens différents. Donc on va pouvoir faire ça et voir comment ça se passe. Il me semble que local on n'a pas. Donc du coup je sais pas trop comment ça va se comporter si je rajoute pas un lien comme ça. Et pareil pour training et profil, on verra après. Quitte à les disabled, au pire, voilà. Je pense que c'est pas très grave, mais voilà, il faut qu'on mette les descriptions et tout. Donc on va commencer là-dessus. Comme ça je vais pouvoir montrer à quel point j'ai dynamisé le machin. Donc le but c'était vraiment de faire quelque chose qui soit... ultra dynamique et qui puisse être customisé le plus possible. Donc il y a beaucoup de logique derrière cet élément là en fait qui this element here, the card menu. You guys okay if I speak English or do you want me to speak French? Just because it's easier for me. C'est plus facile si je parle en anglais. Est-ce que ça vous dérange ou est-ce que je continue en anglais? Je vous laisse me dire. Ça me dérange pas de le faire en français, c'est juste plus naturel pour moi de le faire en anglais. Je sais qu'il n'y a plus les sous-titres en plus, je suis désolée, je les ai pas remis. Ok pour toi? Ok. Okay, well, let's do it in English then. If anyone's got questions, then please do let me know. Right, so the menu card here has a bunch of functionality that I've implemented. It's quite complex in the back end. So I'm using blueprints for everything I'm doing, and I want to use the same logic for the footer and then the navigation prompts. So we'll go through that in a minute. So the way it works, trying to think what the best way is. I'm just gonna open a bunch of screens and prefabs that we need. So this is the screen we're gonna work on. So we need this, we need the small menu, the small button. The prefabs. Right. Donc en gros, pour avoir quelque chose dans ce menu-là, to go into those on this versus menu, basically I'm calling menu cards. And what I wanted to be able to do is call as many as I wanted, be able to define whether they were big ones or small ones, and from there also define how many sub buttons we have inside the menu card when we click on them. So I've implemented a bunch of stuff. So for each of those menu cards, we can customize the text for the label. We can customize the description, the more details text. We can customize the image that's at the back. We can define whether it's disabled or not. And we can also define the size. So the medium ones are the ones like this, the tall ones, and then the small ones are the small ones like this. So from this screen, we can pick and choose what we want. So I've made sure that my prefab menu card is super flexible. On top of that, inside the... So I'll show you again when I play the game. Inside these cards, so when you highlight them, you got the more text, but when you click on them, you then have a list of small buttons that appear. And I wanted to be able to customize how many buttons show and where they go from the top level screen. So from my versus screen, I wanted to be able to say, for this specific card, I want 3 buttons. I want them to be called this, this, and this, and go to that place, and that place. So this is how I've implemented it. And this is what I want to implement for the navigation prompts later on today. But first, I always get so confused because there's 2 windows on Unreal and it's really annoying. So the way this works, so I have a custom small button set up now, which calls how many buttons I want. So basically I can add a new array. So each array is going to be a new button, and then inside that I can customize the label text for the button, where it goes, if it's disabled, and I can also override the width of it. I think potentially I want to remove that because I'm not sure I have a case where this will happen, but I've left it for now. It doesn't matter. So this is the way it works. So let's just populate the cards properly as they're supposed to be. I dock my puppet back into the original editor so I don't have multiple loose windows. How do you do that? As in, like, you're docking them here, so you have them all there. Man, that would be the smart thing to do. I guess that's how you do it. You just dock them there. Easy. Cool. Smart. Thank you. So much easier. But do they automatically open in there? Yeah, they do. Oh, beautiful. Visit book docs all the time. Thank you. I appreciate the help. I'm here to learn anyway. So the way this works, quickly on behind everything else, so on the small button itself, so I have some customizable things, so the label text, whether it's disabled or not, and then the width override, what happens on over, on unhover, on pressed, etc, etc, and then what happens on click. So that basically drives everything that's customizable about this button. I also have a custom function that is linked to an array of a data array, I guess, which looks like this. And so I know that a structure, sorry, that's how it's called. Sorry, it's been a few weeks. So this is where I have the 4 things that I want to be able to customize: label, text, link, whether it's disabled, and then the width override. And then in there, what I'm doing is basically saying whatever comes through the struct will then override the variable that's in here, and then that can be fed to the parent. The parent being this one. This is where I'm calling it. So in there, what do I do in here? So again, same thing. I have a bunch of customizable variable that go up to the parent for the card itself. And then I also do a bunch of overrides for the size. So this is, so I've created an enum for the size of the actual card. So this is how this it looks like this. I have one which is small and then one which is medium, and then that means that I can add more in the future if needed. And then what I'm saying here is if the enum selected is small, then the size, the height is 256. And then if it's medium, then the container becomes 560. And then I have 2 containers that change because there's one of them that actually contains the hover, so it needs to be a little bit bigger. So this is like the prefab size, basically. On top of this, I have a bunch of stuff that happens when you click, when you hover, and everything like that. So I'm just gonna ignore that for now. And then on construct, I also create a loop that it spawns the number of small button inside that I want, based on an array, basically, which is my small button data, which is this, basically. So depending on how many I choose, then for each of them I can actually customize each of those. And yeah, and then on top of that, then it also creates an event that will take the link to the right place. So I think that all works properly. And then in here, then all I need to do then is basically anything that's in custom variable menu card is what's on the menu card, and then anything that's in custom small button setup is what triggers, like what is about the small buttons. So this one is correct, it's ranked, that's the correct description, that's the correct image, it's not disabled, it's medium size, so we're good to go. If I was to select medium, this is how it would work. Small, sorry, but this one's a medium one. And then I'm just going to delete these. Can I just... Okay, delete them all. Perfect. Okay, cool. So I've deleted them all, so there's no small link anymore. So let's just create the first one. So the first one is start game, which is gonna take us to, technically, I think, the character selection screen. Ouais, la modularité est trop pratique. Bah, c'était hyper compliqué à intégrer, mais c'est ce que je voulais en fait. Je voulais que ça soit facile à gérer après. Donc c'est pour ça que j'ai passé du temps pour le faire comme ça en fait. Okay, so we're going for start game. The link goes nowhere for now, so I'm going to disable it because I do not have my custom character creation screen just yet. So I'm going to disable it so that we can't click on it, and then once we have the new screen, I'll just update that and create it there. I've done my links so that you can just select another screen to go to. Usually, I guess you could also have like external URLs and stuff like this, but the way I've done my links is I've made them, user modules, so that they only go to other screens that already exist. So that's the first one, and then we have, I think, a second one called leaderboard. So that's that, a new one, and then called leaderboard. The link goes to leaderboard, which I've created earlier. It doesn't do anything, but that's fine. So that's that. Boom, compile that. Everything else is compiled, I think, so we should be okay. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's just test this quick. Just make sure it works. Cool. So we have start game, which is disabled, so I can't do anything there. And then we have leaderboard, and then when I click, it takes us to the leaderboard screen. Perfect. It works. Incredible. It works. Cool. So that's the first one. Now let's move on to so maybe I can just rename those. I'll just call it ranked, and then this one is what? I can't remember already. Casual. And then this one is local, and then this one is going to be, what is it? Profile? No, training. Training. And then this one is profile. I could type the right words, but it doesn't really matter for now. And this is just mainly for, I don't know, maybe just to make sure I don't mix them up. 1 second. Cool. All right, so let's customize the casual one. So this is called casual. The description we're gonna copy straight from here. Where is it? Oh, it's the right image. It's the local ones. That's cool. We're not disabled this one. Medium is fine. And then let's just create our small data buttons. So we got 3: create game, join game, random opponent, and they're all going to be disabled because I got none of that. I have not thought about how I'm going to do this yet, but that's fine. So disable, that's fine, going nowhere. The next one is join game. And then the third one is random opponent. Boom. Okay, compile that. Okay, third one, so that's gonna be local. I know, I made a mistake. The one before is casual, it's the wrong image. It's this one. Perfect. So local, we're going for this. Save that. I don't think I have any. I did not create any buttons for this, so this is where we're gonna have to see how that works. Up. I don't know how that's gonna behave. Are you finding Unreal now compared to the engine you use at work? It's different in so many ways. There's some things I prefer in both. I'd say the way you do the layouting, I prefer it in the Rebellion engine, just because for in Unreal, you have to pick and choose what type of container you want at the time you're actually spawning it. Whether in our engine, you can like, an element is an element. You can do whatever you want with it. You can then add text or add an image or add a layout to it or something like that. So it makes it much more flexible. And you can end up with just like elements that do nothing, but they just act as like containers or just like, yeah. So it makes it. I prefer the layouting in Azura, but there's a few things that, let's just say that the quality of life in Unreal is a bit better. There's some things that are just way easier to use. Like a div, yeah, exactly. Good answer. I mean, I don't know if you agree with me, Adrian, but like the quality of life is good. There's more, I guess, control of the data in Unreal for us, or at least for the job that we're doing here. The fact that I can create my own enums as well is like something that I don't have that at all in Azure. So all those kind of things, like there's a lot of quality of life that's so much better. And mainly the best thing about Unreal that we don't have is the out of the box, already built kind of reusable components such as buttons. Or today I spent so much time in engine trying to understand how scroll boxes work in our engine, because we have to create them ourselves. Whether here you already have a scroll box, it already exists out of the box. We don't have to create anything, it's already there. It's the same like when you have a button in Unreal, you already have things like do I have a button here? I don't have a button here, but on this one. So this is a button element, and then on that I already have my states on pressed, on released, on hover. So they're already created. So it's like super easy. But in Azura, we have to create this. Well, Adrian's created that for us. And it's so complex. But yeah, I think overall, like, both have their own advantages, but I think ours is better layouting, and Unreal is better for quality of life, I'd say. And our blueprints are so much better. I'm sorry, but in terms of what they look like and how you can organize yourself, I absolutely hate this. I find it really confusing. I hate that you can't just align things as you want. You can't just, like... I hate this. Like, what's this? Those lines that just go across each other. Like, in the work one, we can pick up a line and just drag it so that it does a nice angle and it's clear. For this one, I just don't even know where that comes from. I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, it's like, yeah, they all have their advantages, but yeah, I'd say at work there's a bigger split between front and back end, I think. But yeah. As a docking expert, I can say docking nodes is ace. Yeah, in ours you can double click on nodes like this and then it's just gonna dock itself against this, and that's it. You don't have all those extra lines or anything like this. So yeah, no, there's a few differences. I guess I could go on for a long time. But yeah, it is a little bit different. There's so many things that I would have done differently, but also so many things that I was able to do in Unreal by myself, where if I wanted to do the same thing at work, I couldn't. Like, I would need to rely on other people, back-end people, code people. Whether here, I can just pretty much do whatever I want without a game. So yeah, I guess that's one advantage. Sponsored by work? No. Imagine. Okay, cool. So I don't know how this one's gonna behave. We're gonna find out in a minute. Let's update this one, which is training. Not sponsored. Do I actually have a description? I do. Wow. But then again, like, those engines are different, but it's still the same principle. In the end, if you know how to implement in our engine, then you can pick up quite quickly how to implement in Unreal, and the other way around, I think. Deep down, they do the same thing, just a little bit different. But yeah, the liberty and the flexibility that we have on Unreal to kind of like deal with our own data is a little bit better. But I guess this is also the reason why there's two job roles at work that do two different things, basically. Okay, and then profile. Hey Goji, ça va? Mais oui, moi ça va et toi? Hop, profile. Okay, I need to update this actually. Profile. Cool, and then on the training. I'm not too sure why I got. Well, we'll see when we read that. Okay, now the one thing I haven't really thought about is if there is no small button, then I need to do a manual event that says on click do something. But I think that's possible with the event, so I think that's fine. The setup's alright, so I'm just gonna disable that one for now, as well as training and profile. What I'm not liking, and this is a UX problem that I didn't think about when I was creating this prototype, is how do I access the settings from here? I can't. So I propose that once we have our nav prompts implemented, we create an extra one called settings, and that will link us to this screen. I think that's a good workaround. So we'll come back to that in a bit. So now that we got this done, let's run the game and see how that behaves. Okay. Oh yeah, so I did put the I think I I extracted the image wrongly and I got the feet there, which doesn't really work. Obviously when they're disabled you don't have the description, so I can't double check what I've done, but that looks alright. I just have an asset problem where for whatever reason when I extracted this image, what did I do? Yeah, for whatever reason we got we still got this in there, which doesn't really work. So we can do this. And then I guess what I'm doing is grouping these together and then extracting that. We'll do ×2. Export that. I'm just gonna rename it. Training. Okay, so if we go in our assets now, menu cards, delete. I can't delete it because it's used. It is used. Oh, I'm still playing the game. Sorry. It is used here. Force delete. Okay. Boom. Reload this one. And then from there, training. Okay. Cool. So that should be a little bit better. So if we play this, we should not have the feet anymore. Yes, perfect. Amazing. I'll potentially work on my disabled states later. I don't really like those, but they're the default ones. But I haven't really figured out how to kind of override the default behavior. I tried a little bit, and ChatGPT was telling me to do stuff, but it didn't work. So kind of gave up for now because it's not the priority. So for now, my disabled status is just transparent like this. For now, nothing is actually highlightable here, and on this, the only thing that we can do is go to the leaderboard. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have this done, so this was the first thing that I wanted to do today. So that is really good. I'm just going to commit my work. So updates versus game mode screen with correct content. Commit to master. Sorry, I'm doing that here. And then I don't think, yeah, I think that's fine. And then push that to origin. Cool. Let's commit that to GitHub. I have to do this because I'm working, so I'm on my PC right now, my personal PC, but most of the time I actually dev on my Mac, because I prefer that. So I'm committing everything to GitHub to just make sure that I always have the latest version. Alright, so the idea now is so the way I've created the possibility to add small button data in the parent of the parent is exactly the way I want to control my footers. So in this way, I would like to be able to say, okay, so in this footer, I want 2 buttons, and for each button, I want to be able to control the text and where they're going, but I want to be able to control that here from the designer. I originally did that, but in a different way, which made it super complicated. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, it is there, but so it does the same thing, but it's all in the blueprints. So what I want to do is do it, but from the designer. So I think we're going to delete everything that I've done for the footer and start from scratch and follow exactly what I've done for the small buttons, but for the nav prompts. And then hopefully that should give us something quite similar, and very dynamic and very modular. And hopefully we can use that in every single screen that has a footer. So let's give it a try. And see how we get on. So for now, I think I'm just gonna delete everything. So we're starting from scratch. What do I need? I need the menu footer. And then I need a nav prompt. Okay, and then the nav prompt data, which contains my array with information. Okay, cool. So in there, I think I can keep that for now. I'll keep that for now. But I'm deleting this. We'll start again, basically. I'd rather start from scratch. I think it's probably best. And then my enough. Yeah. We can definitely get rid of this. This is the messiest thing I've ever done, and I absolutely hate it. So we're deleting everything. We're starting from scratch. Okay. So the idea is when I'm in this menu, I want to be able to go onto my footer element and have access to something in the designer here where I can say I want 2 buttons and customize what they do, each of them. Very similar to the way I have this, basically. I want this, exactly that, but for my nav prompts. So we're going to follow what I've done for these, and then hopefully that works. That's the second thing that I wanted to do tonight. So let's go, let's do it. So let's make sure that our struct is correct. So we have a nav prompt data with a prompt label, which is a string, a nav link, which is a user widget. I'm not sure that's correct. I need to double check. And then is disabled, which is a bool. So label text, which is, okay, let's make that text rather than a string. Then the link is a user widget, so that's fine. Nav link, okay. I mean, maybe I can just call them. Should I call them the same? That probably makes more sense to have some consistency. And we'll call them link. Cool. Okay. So we're starting with this. Then we start on the smaller level, on the bottom level. So I also want to be able, and this is why I've done it that way, so in terms of my small button, I also want to be able to use my small button when it's not inside a menu card, because this is, for example, what is used. Yeah, sorry, I've done things. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've changed stuff. So, hold on, just bear with me. So this is, for example, what I've used in my splash screen. This is a small button, and I wanted to be able to use it outside of the menu cards if needed. So I'm going to do exactly the same for the nav prompts, even if there's probably less chances that I will be using them outside of the footer, but we never know. Maybe I'll be reusing them somewhere, and I'd rather do as flexible as possible. So, so what am I doing first? First, I want to make sure that I can set the text for the label and whether it's disabled or not, and we don't have a width override for this one, so that's okay. So the is enabled is already set, which is good. The fact that I can't delete a link like that also is annoying. So we want the label, and then we want to get this, and then we want to okay, that doesn't work that way. This one, set text. So what I'm doing here, I'm saying wherever there is a label in my nav prompt, I want it to be replaced by this variable, which is the prompt text variable. I don't like that name. And then what is it called in our there? It's called label text now, so let's just match that. As text, that works. Okay, then I want my nav prompt, which is my button, to be overwritten by if it's disabled, and if it's not, then that means it's enabled. It's really weird, and I feel like the thing is yelling at me every time I use a not node, but I don't really have a choice. This is how it works. The only node is set is enabled, so if I want to say set is disabled, I need to say set is disabled not. That means it's enabled. Very confusing. So those are the... Why don't you like it? What's going on with you? Which label? Ah, yes, that's because... Oh yeah, I did a weird thing with this. Where is it? There. Can I not delete the binding? Ah. Remove the binding. Boom. Okay, now it's happy. Okay, so it's prompt because I think, yeah, the default is this. Just do this. And now it should show. Yeah, perfect. Cool. Alright, we're back to normal. I'm not overly familiar with the binding stuff, so I've not been using it. I feel like it's easier to do it the way I've done it. I think it's mainly a preference, and I guess it depends on people, but this is how I like doing it. So we have our two sets of things that need to be updated. We're not doing a set override for this one, and then let's just make sure that we have our link as well. Oh yeah, I did call it SB, because small button basically. Okay, I guess I should probably keep the same naming convention, so NP for nav prompt. And not touching a project for like 2 weeks just messes everything up, because I just forget why I do some things. You don't bind, yeah, I don't like binding either, but you dock though. Okay, and then here I think I already have that. On small button clicked. Never bind exclusively doc. Sounds about right. I like that. We'll just rename that to on nav prompt clicked. Boom. Okay, cool. So I think we got the setup here correct to get us started. So now I need a custom function called set nav prompt data. I can't remember how I get started, so this is gonna be the funny part because I do not know how I get started with this. So let's see how that works. Okay, cool. So from here we do a new function. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Called what was it? Set nav prompt data. Ah, it does it for me. Very nice. Okay, so from there, I need to add an input, which is calling my my data basically. So I need to call this nav prompt data. So I will add an input called nav prompt data. And the type is nav prompt data struct. Nice. Cool. So far so good. Next, we need to break it. We need to break it so that we can get every single one of the variables that are in this struct to show up. So break. Boom. And then we have the three things that we need. Now what that does, not what we need to do, is say this will override the variables that I have in my event graph. So the variable label text. So whatever is defined within this struct will override everything that is actually using those things. Okay, it's just set nodes basically. It's pretty straightforward. This is why I enjoyed this way of doing better, because it was way simpler than what I originally did the first time. So set text. Yes, that's this one. It's very simple. It's already in the list. It does everything for me. Set link. Boom. A beautiful color. Shit setup. Shit structure. But it's fine. Halloween? Halloween? What are you doing? Tu fais quoi? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Ça suffit? Bah, non? Okay. I think that's all we need to do here. Basically, we're just overriding our variables. And that's as simple as that. Perfect. Okay, cool. So I think that's all we have to do at this level. Everything else is set up as it should. I don't think I need to change anything else. I think those were all set up already as they should have been. This is fine. Yeah, Okay, we'll come back to it if we need to anyway, but that should be good. Alright, so moving on to level 2. So this is now here in this thing. So this is the parent. Let's not be too overwhelmed with what's going on in here. This does not do anything related to the actual link, so we're fine. No, this is all related to the actual card itself, so that we don't need. Right, so the next thing that we do is in the event construct. So this is where we create a loop. Where we say, I want to be able to create a loop with my array, and for each loop, I want to do something. So the parent of this is this one. The fact that it's using construct rather than pre-construct, I think is just because I had a little bit too many things already on pre-construct, so I decided to go for construct and stuff instead. I'm not entirely sure what that changes, and if that changes anything at all, but I thought this is already quite overwhelming, and let's keep pre-construct for the actual element itself, like the prefab, and then let's use construct for anything additional to that, which is the child, basically. So let's do this. Let's create a for each loop that will be in the footer on the construct. We'll do that. Let's move that one there. Okay, so the footer itself doesn't do much. So the former is good if there's any changes you want to see that applied whilst editing. Oh, cool. So in that case, I mean, I guess it's probably best. No, it doesn't matter because it's in each loop anyway, so I'll need to... Maybe it is better for this one to be in pre-construct then. The other one didn't really matter because the links on the menu card only appear once you click on it, so I'll never see it on the editor because then there's never going to be a situation inside the editor where I can actually see them. However, for the footer, there is, because I'll be able to see them appearing as we go along. So maybe we do pre-construct actually. Maybe that's better. Let's do that. It does not change much anyway. This can go away as well. This was created earlier. Something we don't need. Why is this here? I can remove that. Yeah, let's start fresh. Okay, cool. So, on pre-construct, we're creating a for each loop. We want a new variable of... No, we're not doing this anymore. We want this, basically. Oh yeah, I've created it in here because I had to split, otherwise it was just getting too messy what was what. So what I did in the variables is, because all those variables are editable by the parent, so I kind of like did a group for what was updating the menu card and a group for what was updating the small button, because they're two different things. So let's do the same. Let's call it custom nav prompt setup. Wait, is it called? The actual variable is small button data, so it's nav prompt data. Data, and then we'll put it in its own category called, I can't remember already. My head's too full, I just can't remember. Custom nav prompt setup. Cool. So we now have our own category like this. Okay, so we need to change the type, which in that case is a array of strings, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's not a string, it's of type small button data. So nav prompt data, and then this one is an array. That's fine. Instance editable, probably make that a yes. Cool. Call that, get it, link it. Okay. Now what happens on each loop? On each loop, we want to create a new nav prompt. So we want to create a new widget of class nav prompt. Okay, that is good. Nothing is linked there. Okay, cool. See, this is so confusing. Then this is our custom function, set small button data, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So, what? Stop yelling at me, Biscuit. I'm working. I'm getting yelled at by the cats. Okay, so I think we're calling Petit Biscuit. We're calling a custom function. I don't know if that's gonna work if I do this because I can't remember how to do that. Set nav prompt data. No, it does actually. Amazing. Cool. The returned value, I believe, links to the target. Yes. And the array element links to small button data. This is where I'm a little bit like, I'm doing exactly what I did before because I'm not entirely sure I know what the fuck I'm doing here. Okay. Alright, so what we're saying is the navprom data that we're feeding to this custom function is actually the navprom data that we've created with the array, I think. Okay, I get that. Okay, and from there... Oh yeah, we need to do an event stuff. So this is where I get completely lost on what it is that we're doing, but that's fine. It works. So I think that's what matters. So here what we're trying to do is basically feed the event of what would happen when the nav prompt is clicked to its parent, because it's deep down and we need to surface it basically. So to do this, we bind an event called onNPClicked. So this one, onNPClicked, basically. This is what we're trying to bind event to onNPClicked. Boom. Okay, target is return value. That's fine. And then the event, then I think I create a custom event called handle onNPClicked. handle on np clicked. Okay. Where yeah, because basically it could go to a URL or an external link, but all my links, I've made them widgets because I only want to contain my flow within my UI. So for now, that kind of works. I might have to change stuff for buttons that actually go to the game itself, to the HUD and stuff, but I will cross this bridge when I get to it. For now, this works. So we're creating a widget again. Where basically the class is what we define with the link within the array. If I'm not mistaken. Yes. Why is this one called var sb link? But this one is just called navlink. Ah, this is it. So if I do this. No? Yes, I know. It doesn't work anymore here because I've renamed it. Boom. That should work. You're still giving me issues? Yes. Why? Ah. Can I refresh? There we go. Perfect. Okay. So now we're good. I think there's some links missing there. Add to viewport and remove from parent. So basically that means that we're bringing the new link up to the viewport and then we're removing the current one from the parent. So that makes sure that we unmount things. So let's do something cheeky, just copy paste, boom. The return value is the target, and then the remove from parent is self. That makes sense. And then, okay, and then now we need to add the child to, I think it's an horizontal box this time. And then we need to find the target, which, oh wait, I'm not on the right thing. And my target is my horizontal box, which is my prompts container. Okay. So add child to, no? No? Uh-huh. Why? I think that's because I'm coming from the event. Let's remove the context sensitive. Add child to horizontal box, that's the one. Okay, where is it? The target? Wait, what? The target is where I want to go and the content is the return value. Okay. And then the target is my prompts container. That's exactly what I needed. I think that might work. I don't know. If that works first try, this is got it. Let's just make sure everything is saved and compiled properly, but I think this is it. Have I missed anything? No, I think that's correct. This is all done. And then in here, do I need to do anything? I don't think so. Nothing happens in this graph. Everything is fed through here. Custom nav from setup. New array. Oh my god, it's working. So, back. So, back to the main menu. Why do I have to? I'm not sure. Maybe we're gonna have to do it in construct rather than pre-construct, because I'm not sure it actually handles that very well. And then the second one is that I want is settings. I might have to invert both because I don't know which order they're gonna appear in. Yeah, I think I might need to. And for now we'll just disable that. Jesus, what the hell's going on? Can I actually invert them? Or no? No, I can't. Oh, this is not cool. Ah, yes, I can. Just had to click to the right thing. Okay. Well, it's compiling, and that looks alright, so I guess that's fine by me. I have no idea how that would work if I wanted to put one on the right and one on the left. So we'll just assume that this is exactly what I wanted to do. And play this. Ah, oh no, that's fine. It's just tripping. Alright, so we got a problem of size, but we got buttons. So I need to check. I think there's some anchoring that needs to happen there, because I think I might have removed a couple of things that I changed earlier, but that's fine. The functionality works really well. It's perfect. Nice. So just for the sake of actually making all of this work, if I open my leaderboard, I have a footer there. And then I can add them here. And then call this back. And then go back to the versus. Okay. Okay, let's play it. Let's see. Okay, so if I go ranked, leaderboard, I have a back button. It works! Amazing! It works. It's ugly, but it works. So this is how easy using my footers are going to be going forward. Just a couple of clicks, one change of name and one link change, and everything works. Just need to make sure that those fit in their container, because that looks ugly as fuck, but the functionality is there, which makes me extremely happy. Right, so what am I doing? Where is it going wrong? It's here, I think. No, that's correct. It's this. It's the root. Why do I have a height override? Do I want the height to be 60? No, I want it to be 72. No, wait. No, I want it to be 48. That might be why. Why was it 60? I don't know. Come on. No, that didn't work. Okay, something's going on here. Everything looks fine here, so why? Okay, there's something going on here that I'm not entirely sure. Maybe that's this one. Oh wait. If I do this? That seems weird if that works. It did work. Okay. I'm not sure if 48 is the right thing. Maybe 60 was good. These weren't part of the original design. I had to add them quickly because I actually designed for control. Oh yeah, that's better. I designed for controllers, so these buttons didn't exist. I just quickly designed them as I was doing my implementation. So it's not great, but I mean they do the job, I guess. Yeah, we got full loop. Looking nice. Looking really nice. Cool. That is exactly what I wanted to do tonight. So let me just commit this quick. Do I have everything saved? Yes. Updates. Nav prompt. Dynamic functionality. Yeah, that's fine. That's what that does. Oh wait, I got an autosave, you motherfucker. Cool, fine. I'll just do that. Amazing. Cool. Right, so what time is it? Could potentially spare another hour and work on this still. I got the leaderboard, or I could just get started, because the leaderboard, the thing is, like, I need to be using a grid, and I'm currently not super familiar with how I want to do that, so I need to kind of look a little bit more into how I can play with that, basically do a grid like this. So I'm gonna keep that for off stream, I think. And I guess we could potentially then create this screen, the main menu screen, the main setting screens. I guess that could be something we want to do. I'm just gonna take a quick break and go to the loo, and then I will be back in a few minutes. See you in 5. I'm back. Right. So I was just thinking, I don't know how to tackle those because basically they're very, very similar in a lot of ways to these ones. But they have like, I think they're different enough to warrant a new prefab. Because like there's a lot of different sizes in there. Like for example, I got 2 lines of text. I mean, and then I don't have any like details that show up when I highlight them. And I'm just like, it's cool to want to create reusable things, but is it one step too far? I think potentially it is smarter to create a different prefab for these. I mean, I don't think there's like a right or wrong answer for this. I think it's kind of like very personal. But I think there is such a thing as going too far in wanting to create reusable things. And I don't want to overcomplicate what I've already done, because I think ultimately what that would mean is that I need to have, like, this is already quite complex in its setup. It has a lot of different elements, and I'm thinking if I was to also create yet another version of it, it's not just a matter of changing the size and the height like I did earlier, I mean, I could do a lot of if statements, to be fair. Based on the enums. I could create like a... So this is my medium. I could create like a large one. And then say, if large, then change the size of this. But... I think maybe I'm complicating things. Like, this is already pretty complex. What do you think, Adrian? What would you do if you're still around? Rephrase. So basically, I have this concept of a card game, a menu card, and I already have a medium version and then a small version of it, which is driven by a enum, which is pretty straightforward. And I also have these cards here, which are a completely different size. They have a bunch of different things. For example, like the text is on 2 lines, so that means that this area is bigger. They don't have a concept of showing details when they're highlighted. They will never have small links inside them when you click them. So I'm just debating whether it's worth making this one even more complex. Yeah, new prefab. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, because I think there is such a thing as too complex, I think, and it's different enough that it can warrant being a new prefab. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, then new prefab it is, so let's do this then. This is what we're doing. But just because I can do it, I am going to create the full screen first. So we'll create a folder called settings, and then in there we'll create a new user widget called I'll call it main settings for now. I'll rename it later. Yeah, I could do that, Alex. With the label container, you could set a minimum height instead of a fixed height and add a new line for the settings label. But then I also have the entire behavior of highlighting shows the details of it. So then that means that is also dependent on... I just feel like this is going a bit too far, maybe. If you know what I mean. Because then my hover has a completely different functionality almost. I mean, I guess it's not that complex. I've not used minimum height yet. I don't know how that works. Just one button has a submenu, so you click it. If you click and it shows the submenu. I don't understand what you mean. Revirox. I mean, I could just not show that more detail overlay. I could just make it hidden. Yeah, the game type buttons have a submenu and the menu ones don't, but it's not a mandatory, like that third one here doesn't these three don't have that. And if you don't pass in details when you hover, then there's nothing to show. I don't know how to do that, but yeah, maybe I could. So you think I should just use the menu card and then just make it even more flexible and more complicated. I mean, it's a nice challenge. I just feel like maybe this is where... Ah mince, Furex, vous êtes engueulé hier avec ta mère? Bon, on est là pour tenir compagnie, je reste encore un peu. Okay, I'll think about it. For now, I'm just gonna create my new main setting screen. So, as this is pretty easy. I just need to remember how to do this. Oh yeah, I just need a root, which is a canvas panel. Cool. So that's it, and then in there we want can I have a list? Thanks. We want a background, we want a header, we want a footer. Oh, Adrian, you got an emote! I love that. Cool. Very cool. Love that. My evening well spent. Well, definitely. And very easily we can just make everything boom. Nice. Header and footer. On était à Lyon, j'ai pété un câble, je suis partie pour rentrer chez moi en train tout seul sans réfléchir. Vu que je connaissais bien l'endroit, il n'y a même pas eu d'hésitation sur la direction que j'ai prise, c'était un peu stylé, je dois avouer. Bah j'avoue, après, voilà, si vous êtes engueulé et t'avais besoin d'être tout seul, t'as bien fait, hein. So we can put a little back button in here easily because of what we've done earlier. The back button goes to the main menu. Perfect. This just says settings. And then this is not showing, I believe. Perfect. Okay, that's as easy as this to create my my screen, which is cool. Oh, I love those! So cool! So cool. And at some point I need a content, so how did I do that? Oh yeah, this one was an horizontal box, but I'm not sure. Do I want to do that? Maybe I do actually. Let's simply do that. Because for my leaderboard, I actually created a body container, which was a size box. But I don't need to do this because, yeah, I can just do another horizontal box, works. And this is what I mean. Like, I have to choose what type of container I want. And when we're at work, I can just do one element and then change my mind whenever I want. So that's the one thing I really miss. So let's do horizontal box. And we'll put it there. And then just put that for now. And we'll size it to content, I think. Yeah. Cool, and then in that case, what we need to do is call 3 menu cards. Cool. But what we need to do now is create a different variable for this so that it works. But everything that I've done so far has made this quite easy to spawn. So screens like this are pretty fast to be created, basically, which is pretty satisfying. And this is kind of like the principle of reusing stuff, which is really good. Cool. So let's see how we do this. Okay, so we're working on this now. Let's try and make this even more flexible, more than it already is. So what I need to do in my enum we'll call the next one large, I guess. I don't even know if that makes sense, to be fair, but because it's not necessarily large, it's just more square. But I guess well, this is a medium and then this is a large. Cool. So we can already define what that looks like. I need to double check in terms of the sizes, the correlation between them. So I'm adding a new one here. For large. So wait, am I? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to change stuff a little bit more. Okay, cool. So this is my the height is still 560. So I'm guessing the height override is still 608, so it's the same as medium. However, we now have a width override. Can I do this? Okay, that's ugly as fuck and confusing. But c'est pas droit, arrête. Ça m'angoisse. C'est terrible. But yeah, I'll do that because it kind of makes sense to do it that way. So what's the new width? What? 459? What kind of a number is that? Who designed something that is width 459? Jesus. Let's say 460, yeah. And then I think so. Sorry, calculator on my phone. I think I add 48 just to make sure. Yeah. So that means that I can add 48 to 460, 460 plus 48, 508. That's the new width overwrite for the root. Okay. So if I do this, go here, make that a large one. I mean, why not? Controller, audio, and accessibility. Okay. We already have something. Oh. Sorry. Ah, it's not linked. I can't get to it. Main menu. So... Oh yeah, I have a question, Adrian. I don't know if you can help me on that, if you're still around. But when I initially set up the project on the phone with Carrie and you, when spawning a new widget, there was a kind of like a set of a variable node added after that Carrie told me to do, and I just don't understand what it does. So I've kind of been ignoring it, and in all the ones that I've set up, I've not put that set node anymore, but I just don't know what it actually does. I mean, I guess it just... I don't remember. Okay. I guess it just exposes it for something else if I need to, but I'm gonna ignore it. Add to viewport. Okay. So that should work. And we also have access to the settings here. So I guess in the footer, settings goes to settings and is not disabled anymore. Boom. Okay, save that and compile that. I think that takes care of everything. Nice. Okay. So now what we need to do is disable the actual thing on highlight. Are my images? Oh yeah, but that's because my text is supposed to go up. So that's normal that they're not centered. Cool. I mean, pretty cool. So far, so good. I like it. Right, so let's have a quick look at how we can do... Tu vas faire des petites animations de transition entre les écrans? Ouais, je pourrais, je sais pas comment, mais ouais, pourquoi pas. Ça peut être quelque chose qu'on peut regarder. J'ai aucune idée de comment ça se fait, mais c'est une bonne idée, on devrait, je pense, que c'est un bon exercice à... C'est un bon exercice à faire. Ouais, essayer au moins. Okay, so what we can do is how could I do if more details text is empty, then don't show the entire thing. How do... I mean, I could just add a new variable, which is just a tick box that says has more details text or not. And then based on this, on hover, only make it visible if... Is there a way to do this? I don't know. That's fine, we'll do it my way. Let's just create a new variable in here. Call that var_mc. Has more details, and then we'll make that bool. And then this can go in my... Yeah, that. Perfect. We'll expose that. And then what we'll do is we'll only set the visibility to that's the only place. Yes. Cool. So we'll do a branch. And then the condition being has more details. I love this. Adrian, that's perfect. So we'll do a branch that says if has more details is true, then show this. If it's false, then go straight to this. I think because by default it's hidden. So I think that's fine. I don't need to say make it hidden. Let's try. So wait, on here we need to tick that box for every single one of them. And then in here, we don't. I wonder if there's a way to detect that this is empty. I'm not sure. Rather than having a tick box, especially because we can't reorder those things, I don't think so. So it makes everything so annoying. Or maybe we can we? No. So unless I create a new category that's called something different, and I add them to it in the right order, then I am stuck with this order, which is so annoying. But I guess I can't have everything. Cool, we should be good. Let's try that. See if that works. Okay, so these ones do have like more details, so that's good. And these ones don't. Amazing. So that works. Cool. So now the next step is that kind of label thing. So maybe for this I don't need any logic in here. Okay, so maybe I can size that to content and I can do a minimum desired size to 64. So that's fine, that's the minimum. Then that I should not touch, that's fine. And then the text should wrap. How do I do that? Can I force the text to wrap? Ah, there. Auto wrap text. Okay. So what happens if my label here is controller settings? That did not wrap. Oh. If I compile, that might actually do it. Yes. Okay, that's one step closer to what I want. It's not really what I want though. That's not really working. That doesn't really look great. So we'll do justification center. That should already help a little bit. And let's see when we play what that looks like. Okay, so it's just not Biscuit, can you not, baby? You can wait a little bit longer, mon cœur. It's okay. I know you're hungry, but you can wait 5 more minutes, okay? Yes, you're a good boy. Okay, so I need to force this to be... What if I do this? A bit more padding? Okay, that looks a tiny bit better, but still not this. Biscuit, can you not, please? Thank you very much. Size to content. What if I do this? No. We're almost there, we're very close. No, that doesn't... How do I make this work? I don't know what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to get this to grow with the content, but why is it not working? Do I need to add yet an extra container? Okay, so this This works. It's this one. Oh, wait, what? Ah, wait, what? No, that's fine. That's fine. What's not what? Ah. Hey, but that's fine. It works. Wait, I think it works now. I just have to... Yes! It does work. Okay, I just need to sort out the spacing, which is the line height, which causes problems. Carrie! Hi! How are you? I was not prepared for Adrian's emojis. No, I know. They're so good. They're so perfect. So that is the issue, is my line height, which is annoying because I've basically got a font that's causing me problems. Chance is also cute. He's very cute and very naughty. We all know that. Oh yeah, you had hoop tonight. Cool. Hope you had fun. I think that works better, but it kind of fucks up... No, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. It kind of fucks up the rest, though. Yeah, the alignment is bad now everywhere else. Which is really annoying. Even there, it's very much aligned to the top. Which is a shame, really, because we're getting somewhere. Yeah, for the text. So basically, I've been kind of leveraging this by changing the line height, but because I only had like... Yeah, it doesn't really matter anywhere else. It's not shocking, but in such a container, it's not great. And I can't do this because I now have text on 2 lines. So how do I... Can I actually move it down a tiny bit? Vertical align to center. Nothing. I think this is my text container. Basically, my font is just weird. For whatever reason, it's like heavy on the top. I could actually remove that padding that I just added. That's not really doing much, is it? But yeah, regardless, it's like... That's the problem. Yeah, I think it's just the font I'm using. It's not great. So now that I've removed that padding, what does it look like? I mean, I can always add padding at the top, I guess, to try and force it. Yeah, it's not very well aligned. I guess I can add a bit of padding. Well, I need to. This is really not good. I need actually that padding. I don't think it's a good idea not to have it, because then I'm losing so much. So let's do it that way. And then let's add seems a bit better. Maybe even a couple more, to be fair. Maybe 20 works. Let's try that. Let's fudge it. That's a bit too much, so I can bring it back up a bit. Yeah, I can bring it back up a bit, but I mean, we're getting somewhere. Is my text component scaled to fit? Where do I see this? It's in a overlay. It's in an overlay because I have like a backplate and a border and text, but I could put it inside something else if we needed to. Yeah, it's I think it's the text itself that has just a weird offset built in. I think we're going back to 18. That was a good I think it's weird because it's the same, like it's the same here. So I think it's just the font is being weird. Because even on XD it's exactly the same thing. It's just the capitalization on this is weird, because I think no, even oh yeah, no, I guess that makes more sense when it's, yeah, it's just the capitalization that's just being stupid. Instead of being aligned to the middle, it's just going up, which I guess is a font issue. So yeah. What a great name that is. Yeah, it's fine there. Kind of. Still heavy on the top, to be fair. Ah. Yeah, it's just a weird font. It's a shame because I really like that font, but clearly not a great one. That's fine. We've built in a little bit of an extra padding there, which is fine. I've leveraged that with line spacing before, but because we're sharing this component, yeah, that looks alright there. It's fine. Biscuit, stop crying. Okay. Cool. I guess we got our setting screens. We just need to personalize these ones, and then I think we're good. And I think that'll be perfect for today. It's been extremely efficient. So we're here. So this one is controller. And then Wait, what is the other one? Audio and accessibility. I don't know why I created those settings that way. It's so funny how I've done it. I would do it so differently if I was doing it today. I've done super dynamic modules, Gary. I'm so proud of myself. Okay, cool. So audio is audio settings. I don't know if that one's gonna wrap. We'll have to see if that works. This is fine. It will not be disabled going forward, and it doesn't have more details. So for now, that's fine. And then we'll control where this is going later. And then this is accessibility settings, and that's fine. Cool, so UMG expert. Now I've created basically on these, this is the same module that I'm working on and that's used in the settings. But basically from the parent of the parent, you can spawn a bunch of arrays that will then drive, I'll show you. So on these ones, basically on highlight you have more details, but when you click on them, you then have inner small buttons that then take you somewhere. So from the parent of the parent, you can actually spawn how many buttons you want and where they go, and what they're called and all of that. So it's pretty cool. And then it's the same for the footer. From the screen I'm on, I can call the footer and then spawn how many nav prompts I want. So yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Ah yeah, no, that one doesn't wrap. I need to force it. How do I do this? I think I've seen a setting there that I can play with. So what is this? When it's this width. Okay, and then we are... what's a safe one? Salut Gab, tu vas bien? What's a safe one? We have a width which is overwritten to 508. And then if it's not overwritten, my width is 380. So I think maybe pretty safe to say 200? Might be. You can also add the enter within. Ah, can you? I did not know that. So in that case, Chance has trapped Halloween behind the door, and Halloween is spitting on him. Chance, 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 Chance. Chance, come here. Leave your brother alone. C'est bon, tu peux sortir à lui. Jesus, those cats. Had to lure Chance with a toy so that he would just come out of behind the door and leave Halloween alone. So what were we saying? We were saying... Oh! Well then, why am I bothering if we can do this? And that way... Boom! Amazing. Amazing. Let's test this and then I think we can call it a night, which has been extremely productive. Okay, so we're still good on these ones. Boom. Wow! Looks nice! Very cool. I'm still not convinced by those buttons, but I guess I can rework them at some point. Very cool. We got full loop now. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy. It looks insane. Cool. So the next steps, I think, I'll be working on the leaderboard. So that's a new thing to learn. It's a grid. So I have no idea how to do this. So I'm going to try and do this. And the idea is that you can hide the 3 middle columns so that it's less overwhelming. Technically, I'm not too sure why they're not hidden on here, but they should be. And I need to figure out how I will show more. Maybe just a button that says show more, which will challenge the way I've actually implemented my nav buttons, because right now the only option is to go to another widget, so we'll need to work on that. And oh, I love that emote, so cool. This is look at you. Nice, I haven't seen it yet. Comme un gub qui revient du resto mis un moment et qui après une petite douche va aller prep des trucs généristiques pour samedi. Bah bon courage Gub. So that's my next step, I think, this big grid here. I'm not too sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but I will figure it out. Knowing that on this design I actually have 3 different elements. I have a header row, I have a row, and then I have a player row. So I need to see how I'm gonna do that. Pretend you don't see it. No, I want it. Pretend you never heard about hollows. Oh my god. Then at some point I'm gonna need to do this as well. So it's gonna be another grid, which should be easier to do, hopefully. And then maybe we can, I don't know, leverage this again and then make it a tiny one. I don't know, we'll see if we make that menu card super flexible or not. I have no idea how I'm gonna get away with, or how I'm gonna do this, because this is just a bunch of masks on top of one another. Still have the loading screen to do as well, and then I'll probably do just a fake HUD, because I don't think I want to go that far for this implementation. So I think I'll just do an image for the HUD. And then I have all my pose menu to do as well, which is going to be pretty simple in a way because all the elements already exist. I have my pop-ups to do as well, which won't be too complicated. And then I have all my settings, which is another story. Because I need to implement tabs. And I don't know how that's gonna work. She's pulling up the level 6 blue donut barrier. Yeah, I honestly, like, I love those this artwork, which I found I can't remember where, on Free Pick. The credits are on my portfolio if you're interested, but I absolutely love those, and I thought they would look insane in a game. But yeah, so, and then yeah, and I have all my settings to do, which I don't want to think about right now. I think that's probably going to be the last thing we do, because I've had enough of settings at work for now. So yeah, so there's still a lot of work to do, but I think I've made insane progress tonight, which I should really actually commit before we do anything else. So what did I do? Updates. Menu card prefab to with large size and creates settings main screen. Cool. Whee! Yeah, it looks insane. I'm very, very happy. So yeah, it was a little bit hard to get back into it today because it's been 2 weeks since I touched anything, but I'm really extremely happy with progress. So thank you everyone for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all your support. I'll be live again tomorrow night for some gaming. I don't know if we're playing Split Fiction with Silent yet, or if it's Thursday, I'm not sure. So we will confirm that. So keep an eye. I have no idea what we're playing tomorrow. Basically, all I'm waiting for is... I'm just waiting for Atomfall to come out. Let's just be honest. And then we got Split Fiction with Silent. And then, yeah, that's pretty much everything that's going on at the moment. If not, we'll do more implementation if I don't feel like playing. So we will see. Atomfall, never heard of it. Yeah, nah, don't know. I don't know. Small game. I hear it's like Fallout. But apparently you can kill someone with a cricket bat whilst they're peeing. So, I mean, why not? Sounds promising. I hear the accessibility is pretty cute. Yeah, apparently it's pretty cool. Immersive. Anyways, thank you so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Merci à tous pour votre soutien. Merci pour les resubs. Virok, j'espère que ça va. Et que ça s'est bien passé avec ta maman au téléphone. I will see you guys tomorrow or another day. Thank you so much for being there. In the meantime, I will send the people that are on Twitch to someone else. So let's raid. Hey Manea, bisous, paillettes. I am going to send you to Superbulle. Voilà, we'll go to Superbulle. Bisous. Have a good night, everyone. Enjoy your evening. Drink water, rest, and I will see you another day. Bye bye.